In these dire times of the great apostasy, may the intercessions of Saint Nicholas Planas, whose feast day we're celebrating today, be a guide and a signpost. Today, March the 2nd, Saint Nicholas is celebrated by the Orthodox Church. Nicholas was a simple and humble parish priest outside of Athens, and he lived just this past century. What is most notable about Papa Nicholas are the things which are lacking in his life. He was no theologian, and in fact had very few words to say at all, even to his closest followers. But his life, is a beacon for all of us, because he had this simplicity that's so much lacking, these days. The most important thing is that he unwaveringly followed, um, the strict word of Jesus Christ. He didn't waver, from the true faith, and he performed God's will to the fullest degree possible. And that's why, the church joyously proclaims in a hymn to Saint Nicholas Planas the following: As a simple shepherd of Christ God's lambs, you did tend your flock well on the pasture of piety, nourishing their spirits with ceaseless supplications and leading them to Christ, O wise Father Nicholas. This is from the Megalinarion for Saint Nicholas Planas. And simplicity is actually, the theme of Father Nicholas' life. He was a simple parish priest who modestly performed the sacraments and services of the church, who cared for his flock with meekness, and who treated all with love and in innocence. And it was this very simplicity which serves as an example for all of us. St. Nicholas was born in 1851 on the island of Naxos, and he lived there until he was 14 years old, when his family moved to Athens. He was married at 17 and had one son, but his wife died a few months later after giving birth, to their only child, leaving him a widower. Soon thereafter, he was ordained to the diaconate and eventually to the priesthood. And at his first parish, the famous writer Alexandros Papadiamadis was the chanter. Papa Nicholas Planas was a rare spectacle even in the rustic agrarian villages that surrounded Athens in the early 20th century. He was quite short, actually, even by Greek standards. People would often kiss him on the head like a little child. He was hunched over and always looking disheveled. He wore the most tattered drasso, even though in later life his church wardens, like parish council members, would insist upon buying him new clothes. He would simply give them away. He had a slow gait and used a cane for much of his later years. Saint Nicholas Planas was known for traveling with a handkerchief full of paper scraps, names of those whom he remembered in prayer. He also carried a little box around his neck with the relics of saints. He called the handkerchief and the box my voices and my contracts. Saint Nicholas was visited by saints many times in his life, and he would hold vigil with Saint John the Baptist, serve liturgy with Saint Phocas the bishop, receive mystical medicine from Saint Panteleimon, and walk in rainstorms late at night by the light of an angel without feeling a drop. Eventually he became the priest at the church of Saint John the Hunter, which had only 8 families. His annual salary was just a piece of the Christmas lamp. For 50 years, Father Nicholas served divine liturgy every day, and through revolutions, storms, and even the invasion of the English and French in 1917, he never ceased to serve liturgy daily. Saint Nicholas would refuse to distinguish between people, regardless of stature, wealth, health, or any other difference. He gave communion to lepers. He walked many miles to visit the wealthy and the poor in times of need. Rather than correcting people verbally, he would pray intensely for them, such that saints would appear in their dreams to correct them. He lived a life of patience and compassion toward his fellow humans and obedience toward God. Saint Nicholas departed this world in 1932, yet his simplicity and his boundless love for humanity live on in the story of his life. May he be an example to all of us as we enter great and holy land in the times of the great apostasy